Welcome back to the Talking Hedge. I'm Josh Kincaid, and this is your Cannabis Business Podcast. Today we're here live at the World Trade Center in Seattle. We've got some amazing guests here. We're going to be talking about marijuana media, starting with Garrett Rudolph of Marijuana Venture. Garrett is the editor-in-chief of Marijuana Venture, a leading business magazine for the legal cannabis industry and host of the Retail and Dispensary Expo. Marijuana Venture was the first monthly magazine focused on the legal cannabis industry, and the company now has published 80 print magazines since its inception. In 2015, it was named one of the 30 hottest launches out of more than 800 new titles across the country. Prior to launching Marijuana Venture, Garrett was the editor of a twice-weekly newspaper in Eastern Washington. After announcing in a column he was leaving the newspaper, Seattle area businessman Greg James contacted him about pick and shovel opportunities within Washington's newly regulated marijuana industry. Together, they started Marijuana Venture with the idea of targeting business owners, managers, and investors in the emerging recreational cannabis market. The publication began as an 8-page black and white newsletter that quickly gained acclaim among Washington's business hopefuls and eventually grew into an award-winning national distributed 164-page glossy magazine. The company has since expanded into the event sector with Interchange, a twice-yearly buying and selling event for Washington businesses, and the Retail and Dispensary Expo, an annual trade show specifically for cannabis business retailers. Garrett, thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
And then remotely, we have Dave Rheins. Dave is the founder of the Marijuana Business Association. The MJBA is a leading business organization in the fastest growing industry in America. The MJBA provides business intelligence, professional networking, and commercial opportunity for participants in the legal cannabis industry. Founded in 2012, Seattle-based MJBA hosts many cannabis industry trade shows, professional education seminars and workshops, and publishes the most popular MJ headline news on Facebook, mjnewsnetwork.com, Marijuana Green Pages, and Marijuana Channel 1 on YouTube. Dave is a frequent speaker and moderator at Seattle Hempfest, CannaCon shows, Collaborative Conference, Cannabis World Congress, and Business Expo, and a regular columnist for Freedom Leaf magazine. He's a proven business leader with 30 years of experience building and operating best-of-breed media and marketing organizations. Dave has an impressive track record as a senior executive for Rolling Stone, Spin, iVillage, Corbis, Time Warner, and America Online. Dave, thanks for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
Bess Byers is with us with Blaise Creative. Bess is a Seattle-based cannabis photographer and digital marketing professional. Bess graduated from Washington State University with a BA in public relations, moved to Beijing to intern at a graphic design agency before moving to LA to work in marketing research. All that changed in March of 2015 when she received a job offer from Western Cultured, a legal cannabis cultivation company. She slowly transitioned from working in the garden to a sales role and then social media and marketing. By January 2016, Bess joined Grassworks Digital before starting her own company, Blaise Creative, in January 2018, providing content creation, social media management, and other digital marketing services. And independent employment has allowed Bess to pursue her passions, including writing, photography, brand development, influencer outreach, and politics. Bess, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And also remotely with us is Cy Williams of High Canada. Cy is the editor and publisher for the long-standing Canadian cannabis culture publication, High Canada Magazine, as well as the recently launched High Europe Magazine. A staple within the Canadian cannabis community for the last several years, High Canada comes out monthly and serves its community by informing and educating Canadians on all things cannabis in both Canada and internationally. Cy, thank you for being here. And Sharon Whitson of Hempfest. Sharon is the Chief Operating Officer of Seattle Hempfest, joining the organization in 2004. She loves saying that a PTSA soccer mom runs Hempfest, as family is a huge focus in her life. Sharon quickly found that her project and business management background could be leveraged to help Hempfest evolve and was attracted by the passionate environment Hempfest creates. In 2012, she founded Hempfest Central, the organization's first office fronted by Hemp Culture, 420 Culture Store. As the 28th annual Hempfest approaches, she looks back on the 28 years of hardcore activism that laid the groundwork for legalization to blossom with great pride and determination. She said, quote, "We've come a long way, we still have a long way to go." And when she's not at Hempfest leading the charge towards Hempfest, she's loving camping, hiking, and spending time on the river with her family. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And about the World Trade Center, we are at the World Trade Center in Seattle. There's several of these. It's one of the largest business networks in the world with 300 offices in 99 countries, and the World Trade Center in Tacoma is the lone trade center service for the Pacific Northwest. They offer trade shows and investments and providing direct access to a large business network. They have seminars, award ceremonies, and conferences that can generate contacts and contracts. Their trade research can clarify opportunities, and their matchmaking can turn those opportunities into trade. The one thing I like about it is their e-commerce store. They partner with Alibaba. It's translated to 18 languages and offers products like CBD, at least for now, to get into hard-to-reach spots like Europe and Asia. They also have good spots for business banking. So if you need an international letter of credit or bank guarantee, World Trade Center is your spot. So Bess, how do you keep your brand authentic while not selling out to your sponsor's interests? This kind of goes hand in hand. It's a good transition because when you're finding innovative ways to deliver content coupled with increased services rather than new products, it could allow companies to maintain momentum and reap additional profits in keeping with industry trends. The media is at a crucial juncture. The digital portion of the industry is fighting against their accounts being shut down. Traditional media companies, meanwhile, are facing even tougher challenges, such as millennials not reading print publications and advertisers who no longer want to buy ads, or in the case of Hempfest, not being able to advertise and having to sue. So though this is a difficult environment, there's still many opportunities for success. As the industry shifts, media companies are left with two main assets: trust in their brands and the relationships with consumers and advertisers. So newspapers can no longer put advertisers' message next to journalism and hope to reach readers. That idea doesn't work in the digital age. Traditional digital display advertising will never compensate for the losses in print ads. Facebook, Google, and the rest have already won the digital advertising game, taking reportedly around 98% of all of the new revenues in digital advertising, leaving scraps for media companies. So chasing web traffic with clickbait was a distraction many others that had, leading them into areas that didn't contribute value to the audiences, and potentially even more damaging, luring them into, for instance, publishing stories that had no connection with the brand at all. So Bess, how do you keep your brand authentic while also not selling out to your sponsors' interests?
Yeah, first things first, I'm always skeptical of influencers that every single post is a sponsored post, and I see it not in the cannabis space, but in fashion, beauty, hiking. It's like, cool, you've advertised 3 body washes on your feed, and this is actually something I've seen, in 2 weeks, so for me as a reader, I think, do you really care about these brands, or are you just looking at the paycheck? So when brands reach out to me about sponsored content, I make sure that they align with my values, things I believe in. I ask questions, where is your product grown? What are some of your grow standards? Are you clean grain certified? And I don't approve every sponsorship inquiry that I get. I say no from time to time. Also, you can't forget, at least from, I guess, an influencer, quote unquote, perspective, how did I grow my channel this way? By going out and creating content that I love to create and that I'm passionate about, whether that's, getting up at 6 a.m. to go hike the mountain peak and smoke a joint just because that's what I want to do, or, going and shooting grows that, I want to support on my channel, even if they're not paid. That's something that, has really led to a lot of success with my channel, my Cannabis channels, but also my agency. When I first got started, I would go and photograph grows for free, and I would just send them the photos and be like, here, pay me what you think they're worth, feel free to share. And it really led to a lot of really great opportunity for me.
Sure. Did you have anything to add about personalizing content or anything about keeping your brand authentic?
I was going to say, when Garrett was speaking, it really struck me how sad it is that we don't have national cannabis brands. So a cannabis brand in Washington, I would like to see a synonymous, like, you have the Humboldt. Everyone's going to know a Humboldt brand. I think we're really missing out on the opportunity of establishing national brands right now. And it really comes back to federal prohibition. Excuse me. And I was just going to say, it's really sad to me that we're suffering. Businesses, advertising publications are suffering, and brands are suffering because we can't do the national market as legalization is spreading throughout our nation. Wouldn't it be nice if we have these gluts in marijuana and everything else going on? I mean, I heard Oregon has like 5 years worth of cannabis or something already, in the stockpile. That should be spreading throughout the nation, and our brands should all be national branding.
Yeah, one thing I want to add to that, just thinking about national brands, is there is starting to emerge brands that are in different states. But even with that, because, you can't necessarily grow, it's really difficult to do. And in my opinion, I feel like it's really difficult to do well. And I also am very concerned that right now the people that we're seeing emerge as the so-called national brands, they're the corporate people. They're the corporate guys that they didn't grow medically. They aren't connected to this plant. They're, the finance guy that made his millions doing who knows what. And so that's what I worry about, is are these companies going to come in and, and crush the authentic mom and pop brands that have been in it from day one. And, that's, I guess, why I started my company. It's why I am so passionate about my channel, is making sure that we don't forget about the people that got us here.
So with that, we're going to roll this one up. I'm Josh Kincaid. This is the Talking Hedge. I want to thank my guests. We have Garrett with Marijuana Venture. He's the editor-in-chief there at Marijuana Venture magazine. I also want to thank Bess Byers. Bess is with Blaise Creative. We also have right here Sharon. Sharon is with Hempfest. Day one starts on Friday, so congratulations on 28 years.
Yay.
On the line with us remotely is Dave Rheins with MJBA, the Marijuana Business Association. I want to thank you for being on the show with us today, Dave.
Thanks for having me.
And of course, Cy Williams with High Canada Magazine and High Europe Magazine. Congratulations on the expansion, and thanks again for being with us.
It was an absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or don't, and I'm out.
Yay! Thank you.